All righty, it's live now.
Okay.
Okay, good morning. We'll call to order the Dolton Electoral Board case number DMOEB-10 and Belcher versus Burge. If I can ask Attorney Samuelson, please to read into record the statement of findings of in-person meetings being unfeasible due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, I got them. She just brought them.
Please be advised that on December 11, 2020, the governor of the state of Illinois issued his latest statewide disaster proclamation related to the continuing public health emergency posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, and has further issued executive orders implementing further enhanced mitigation measures and restrictions. As such, pursuant to Section 7E of the Illinois Open Meetings Act and the Rules of Procedure, and as chair, the chair of this board has determined that holding a meeting entirely in person that is otherwise conducted in full compliance with the Illinois Open Meetings Act is neither practical nor prudent because of the ongoing disaster. To the extent necessary, this meeting will be conducted with the option to participate via internet teleconference and without requiring the physical presence of a quorum. I further find that due to the disaster, the physical presence of more than 10 people at the regular meeting location in an accessible, hygienic, and legally compliant manner is not feasible. Alternative arrangements have been made to allow the public to contemporaneously hear all discussion, testimony, and roll call votes via Zoom teleconference. All votes shall be conducted by roll call vote, and a verbatim record of this meeting shall be made and maintained in accordance with the Open Meetings Act. All participants are hereby further notified that by participating at this meeting, they acknowledge and are informed that this meeting's public recording. Thank you.
Thank you for that reading. As an introduction of the municipal officers on the Electoral Board, I am Jason House, the substitute chairperson of the Electoral Board, serving in place of the mayor who is seeking election to the office and issue at this matter. Also serving on the board as village clerk Mary Kay Dugan and public member Jeffrey D. Greenspan, who was appointed by the Circuit Court of Cook County in place of senior trustee Tiffany Hinyard, who is also seeking election to office at this matter. These members are provided for by the Illinois Election Code, which mandates our service to hear and pass upon objections filed against candidates' nomination papers. Clerk Dugan, if possible, can you please do a roll call?
Certainly. Chairman House,
Present.
Member Greenspan,
Present.
and Clerk Dugan present.
Thank you very much. A quorum is established. Attorney Samuelson, can you please adopt the rules of procedure and guide us through the remainder of the agenda?
Sure. So I will give an explanation of the rules of procedure. As in, for those of you who have been involved in our previous cases, these are the standard rules of procedure that have been adopted by Chicago and Cook County. The only thing that is of note is that the rules of procedure do have provisions related to remote proceedings and compliance with gubernatorial executive orders as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Other than that, the rules are pretty standard. So at this time, we would ask for a motion to adopt the rules of procedure as presented.
So moved.
Second.
I'm sorry, my apologies. There is a motion.
Motion by Attorney Greenspan and Trustee House second.
And the motion was to approve the rules.
Adopt the rules, yes.
Chairman House,
Aye.
Member Greenspan. I'm sorry, is that an aye? I'll take that as an aye unless you,
Aye.
otherwise, thank you.
I like
And
yes sometimes too.
Clerk Dugan, aye.
Okay, 3 ayes, the motion carries.
Next are the proceedings on objections in Belcher versus Burge 2020 DMOEB 10. At this point, I would ask for the parties to introduce themselves. And to my knowledge, the parties, I have not received any appearances by attorneys. I do see that there isn't a possible attorney on the line.
Good morning, Andrew Finco. I'll be appearing for Ronnie Burge.
Okay, and if you could send me an appearance form, that would be fantastic.
Could I get your email?
Yes, I will put it in the chat. Okay.
Okay.
Kiana Belcher, I'm asking for a continuance for to have an attorney to file an appearance for an attorney.
Okay. Okay, so what we will do is we will, and Kiana, since the hearing has started, if you could, I'm going to put my email in the chat. If you could just send me an email with your email address, so that way I can send you all documents until you have an attorney.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
And I will do that right now. Just double checking oh, I sent it privately instead of publicly. All right, to everyone. Let's try this again. All right, if everyone can see in the chat, I did put my email. So for the two parties, if you could send me appearances so that way I can communicate with you. So both parties have appeared. Next would be the introduction, labeling, and entry of electoral board exhibits. Exhibit 1 is the objector's petition. Exhibit 2, the candidate's nomination papers. Exhibit 3, the call of the electoral board. Exhibit 4, the agenda for the initial hearing. Exhibit 5, proof of service, waiver of service, and appearances filed by the parties, as well as the members of the board. Exhibit 6, rules of procedure. Exhibit 7, the court order appointing Jeffrey D. Greenspan as a public member. And Exhibit 8, the public member oath. Can I get a motion to accept the electoral board's exhibits into evidence?
I also move, and I need to get you a signed waiver of notice for the record, which I do waive.
Okay.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call on the motion. Chairman House,
Aye.
Member Greenspan,
Aye.
and Clerk Dugan, aye.
No.
Okay. So at this point, I would ask the objector to give a summary of the issues. I guess my question to you, Ms. Belcher, is how much time do you think you're going to need to get an attorney?
I should have one by end of week.
By end of week. Okay. Because typically what we would do is we would give a summary of the issues and then set a schedule for motions and arguments. Since Ms. Belcher indicated she wants some time to get an attorney, would the board be okay with, at this point, continuing this matter until next week, or that at that point setting a schedule for any sort of briefing that might need to be done?
I'm fine with that.
Well, I guess I jumped ahead of myself. Attorney Finko, do you have any, are you planning on filing any types of motions in this case?
Yes, I plan to file a motion to dismiss.
Okay.
So I would recommend we set a briefing schedule on that, which takes into account Ms. Belcher getting an attorney to respond, and then the hearing date that we would have next would be the hearing on the motions and any other scheduling to do.
Okay, Attorney Finko, how much time do you think you would need to file your motion to dismiss?
Well, I don't know. I guess if we could back it into the next hearing, if we pick a date and then just spread out the time to fit into that 3, 4, 5 days, something like that.
So if we are allowing time for Ms. Belcher to get an attorney, and Ms. Belcher indicated she should have one by, would you be able to get an attorney by Monday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And obviously we would want to give your attorney a little bit of time to respond to any sort of motions. So I would say have the hearing sometime late next week, maybe next week on Friday the 22nd.
I have hearings all day on Friday the 22nd, so that would not work. So we do it. And Thursdays actually, Thursday I could do it like around 1 o'clock or so.
Okay.
Or are you guys doing evening hearings, whichever?
We've been our hearings so far have been during the day.
That's fine. Thursday at 1 o'clock. Anytime between 1 and 3:30 would be great.
Does Thursday at 1 o'clock for a hearing work for the rest of the board?
Yes.
That's fine.
Okay. So then if our hearing is on Thursday, when do we want to make, have the initial motion in response to? Keeping in mind that Ms. Belcher has asked for time to get an attorney.
Now we're speaking about the motion to dismiss, am I right?
Yes.
Would the motion be by Friday and maybe response by the following Tuesday or Wednesday? Would that be enough time?
That would be fine for me. And if I could get a reply in there too.
Okay, so we can do the motion is due on Friday, the 15th at noon.
Can we go at 5 p.m.?
Okay. I think somebody, we keep getting your phone giving us a nice little tune. So if you're not discussing briefing schedules, if you could put yourself on mute, that would be appreciated. All right, so the initial motion is due Friday at 5 p.m. We're going to set the hearing for Thursday, the 21st at 1. So Ms. Belcher, I would say your response is due on Tuesday, the 19th at 5 p.m.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. With a reply due on Wednesday, the 20th.
At 5 p.m.
At 5 p.m. would
Okay.
that work for the board if the reply comes in on Wednesday at 5?
That works for me.
Sure.
Okay.
I guess the other question is, do we know if anybody's going to be issuing any subpoenas?
That would be the next question.
I do not at this point anticipate requesting subpoenas.
Ms. Belcher, do you anticipate that your attorney will be requesting subpoenas?
For two things, yeah.
Okay.
For 2 things, yeah. Okay, so I'm giving a lot of stuff for your future attorney to be doing. Do we want to? So we would want a. Can we set the a date, the deadline for filing a written request for subpoenas on Tuesday the 19th as well?
That makes sense.
And then any objection to those requests for subpoenas would need to be filed by Wednesday, the 20th. at 5 PM.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have, are there any other issues related to any sort of preliminary motions?
Not on our end.
I think we lost Mr. Finkel. Mr. Finkel,
Appears we did. Mr. Burge? There we go.
Nothing further from objector or for candidate, nothing further on the preliminary motion.
Okay, so just a recap of our schedule. The candidate's preliminary motion is due Friday, January 15th at 5 PM. Any type of response is due on January 19th at 5 PM. And a reply, if any, is due on January 20th at 5 PM, with hearing set for January 21st at 1 PM. If the parties want to file a written request for subpoenas, those are due on January 19th, also at 5 PM. And any objection to subpoenas must be filed by January 20th at 5 PM. Can I get a motion to adopt the schedule for motions and subpoenas?
So moved. Okay.
Mr. Greenspan, you're on mute.
took it off for coughing. Second, I'll second that.
Okay, it's moved in second. Clerk Dugan, you're mute as well.
Bound to happen. Okay. On the motion to adopt the schedule, Trustee House,
Aye.
Member Greenspan,
Aye.
and Clerk Dugan, aye.
Are there any further issues that need to be heard today regarding the objections? Hearing none. I guess the next, Giovanni,
Yes, I'm here.
are there any public comments?
No, not at
No
this time.
public comments or questions at this time. Seeing that there's nothing further, I would ask for a motion to recess this board until Thursday, January 21st at 1 PM.
So moved.
Second.
On the roll call motion to recess until January 21st at 1 PM, Chairman House,
Aye.
Member Greenspan,
Aye.
Clerk Dugan, aye.
All right, thanks, everyone. I will see everybody again on January 21st.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, Clerk Dugan.
Yes, Mayor Rogers, of course, is available, and Trustee Henyard is present. as
Trustee
well.
Henyard is present. All right.
If you take a couple of moments so she can log on,
Okay.
be right with you.
All right.
Yeah, this is a copy. This is a copy of George Stone. They got a $23,000 water bill too. George Stone.
Okay, Trustee Henyard left a message that she would zoom in from her phone in her car, I believe. So Trustee
here.
Henyard, are you on? Okay.
I'm here.
Trustee Henyard, do you have video capabilities on their phone in your car?
There she does.
All right, because we're gonna need you to do the thing where you sign something and hold it up in front of the camera again. All right, thank
And
you.
Mayor Rogers is available. Should be on in a moment.
Yep, I'm here. You ready to get started?
I think we are. Mr. Giannopoulos? All right, there he is. All right, Mayor Rogers.
Okay. This is the Municipal Officers Electoral Board of the Village of Dolton, final electoral board hearing for January 12th, 2021. Electoral Board Case 07, I'm sorry, 2020 DMOEB-07. The docket is Belcher versus Towers. And in the statement and findings of the in-person meeting unfeasibility due to the COVID-19 pandemic, please be advised that on December 11, 2020, the governor of the state of Illinois issued his latest statewide disaster proclamation related to continuing public health emergency posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, and has further issued executive orders implementing further enhanced mitigation measures and restrictions. As such, pursuant to Section 7E of the Illinois Opens Meetings Act and the rules of procedure, and as chair of this board, I have determined that holding a meeting entirely in person that is otherwise conducted in full compliance with Illinois Open Meetings Act is neither practical nor prudent because of the ongoing disaster. To the extent necessary, this meeting will be conducted with the option to participate via internet teleconference and without requiring the physical presence of a quorum. I further find that due to the disaster, the physical presence of more than 10 people at a regular meeting location in an accessible, hygienic, and legally compliant manner is not feasible. Alternative arrangements have been made to allow the public to hear all discussion, testimony, and roll call votes via Zoom teleconference. All votes shall be conducted by roll call vote, and a verbatim record of this meeting shall be made and maintained in accordance with the Opens Meetings Act. All participants are hereby further notified that by participating at this meeting, they acknowledge and are informed of this meeting public recording. Thank you. Madam Clerk, will you take the roll?
Chairman Rogers,
Here.
Trustee Henyard,
Present.
Clerk Dugan here.
There has been a quorum established. Are there any appearances by any attorneys?
Dennis Giannopoulos on behalf of the candidate.
Amber?
Oh, Amber Samuelson on behalf of the Electoral Board.
Okay. Well, now I'm calling the docket Belcher versus Towers 2020 DMOEB-07. Any further procedures on the objections? No. Today we're here to signing of the decision on the objections petition. So at this time, the electoral board must execute and sign in the written decision. Because this open proceeding is being held via remote means, each board member will sign and affirm on the record that they are signing. They will then email the board attorney a copy of the signature page. The electoral board's attorney will compile into one document. If any parties, attorneys appearing on behalf of this hearing, the executed PDF will be served upon them via email. So, Shall we sign the docket?
Yes, you should sign.
Okay. Here's my docket.
Just signed.
Okay. And you affirm that you signed it contemporaneously?
Signed
Yes.
right now.
Great. Perfect. If you could send that, your signature pages to me via email, I will compile everything into one document and make sure that it is sent to the parties via email and by certified mail.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been motion and second to adjourn this meeting. Roll call.
Chairman Rogers,
Aye.
Trustee Henyard.
Aye.
And Clerk Dugan, aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.